Hi conductors, welcome to the Jardin du Cirque, the Circus Garden. You've met me at a very now or never time in my life. I'm Alex, the creative director of Carousel Crochet, a lore-driven amigurumi endeavor. This series is a peek behind the curtain at what it's like to grow a crochet world from the ground up. There are roughly 5 stages planned: seed, root, sprout, bloom, and garden. Today we're going to chat about my lore, why I'm starting Carousel Crochet, the brand lore, and how the stages will work in this series. At the end, I'll explain why I call y'all conductors and give you a sneak peek at the first collection. The lore. Carousel Crochet is a love letter to artists, nature, and fiercely independent and brilliant women like my grandma. It's a place where everything I have loved, from steampunk to Petrarch, can merge in these really marvelous new ways. I've always loved fantasy, especially urban fantasy, because the world is inherently magical to me. Whenever you're observant, the world will speak to you. I've always been very sensitive, but equally resilient, like a forest. I moved to a new city after graduating and then broke my knee on a hike, which was incredibly disabling in a car-dependent city while living on a 3rd floor walk-up. It truly felt like being trapped in a castle. As I emerge from the devastation of a series of unfortunate events, I've rediscovered seeds that are ready to take root. One of my core goals is to build a life that is gentle, to engage in joyful labor that moves at a human pace, to have a life that really makes space for the way that my body works now. With my back to the wall, I'm going to craft my way out of it, and I hope that you join me as Le Jardin du Cirque blooms. Lore. Many moons ago, a ringleader named Alice Foley Caprelle retired from her circus, Cirque de Caprifolio, named for the fragrant honeysuckle of her childhood. She had traveled the world, mastered every trick, and even written a few new ones. She was ready to turn in her top hat for a farmer's hat. And really, how different is a garden from a circus? Both required patience, demanded constant planning, and reminded her that the harvest is always shorter than the planting. Honeysuckle does not wander. It winds, climbs, and holds. It has held Alice together and encouraged her to climb as long as she could remember. To transplant it without shock, you cut the roots back first. She had done all of this carefully, deliberately. It helped. It did not prevent the ache. She missed the performers, the center of the ring, and the glorious honey popcorn that had become the signature of every show. She took up beekeeping for the honey and for the buzz of life and labor she had left behind. To protect her bees from the elements, she built them a small platform modeled after a carousel that she and her crew had always dreamt of. When she harvested honey, she sang a special song and did a little dance for them. She was convinced, though she never said it, that they waggled back. The honey that followed was always a little sweeter. In the quiet hours between visits, she crocheted. Tent by tent, stage by stage, she built a faithful replica of her circus. She wrote to her friends when she finished their tents, asking for details she forgot over the long years, the color of a costume or the particular flourish of a trick. Every detail was stitched with the patience of someone who had nothing left to prove and everything left to remember. One fateful night, after finishing her crochet circus, Alice made her coveted popcorn to celebrate. It was better than she remembered, but memory is often like walking by moonlight. She went to lay by the hive and listened to their comforting buzz, the stars twinkling overhead and honeysuckle drifting on the breeze. Feeling more than a little bit silly, she began to talk to her bees. She told them her favorite tricks, carefully arranged the little circus on the platform, and sang a few more songs. Et benedetto il primo dolce affano, bless the first sweet sorrow, she whispered as the ache eclipsed the joy in her heart. The sun will soon banish the ache back to the depths of night. She left a few pieces of honeyed popcorn as thanks and took one last look at the sky before heading inside. The following morning, she awoke to buzzing, the kind that once meant a tent going up and now meant a hive busy at work. Looking out the back window, she pinched herself to make sure that she wasn't still dreaming. Her bees and their carousel had grown 10 times their normal size, and beyond them, her little crochet circus had come alive. When she approached, the bees began buzzing the song she had sung so many times for them, circling like little carousel animals. She clapped, delighted that they had been listening all along. Each bee took a small bow before guiding her through the gates. In every tent, they faithfully recreated the tricks and performances she had told them about, and even created a few new ones. Above the entrance, they unveiled a new sign, the Jardin du Cirque, the circus garden. You can take the gal out of the circus, but it will never truly leave her. Stages. As some may have noticed, I mentioned seed as the first stage, but the title says roots. Like a real plant, I tended to the concept of carousel crochet in the dark, cold winter months. As spring arrives, the seed is germinating and the roots are ready to grab hold. So for each stage, I need to complete 3 to 5 goals in order to graduate to the next stage. In the seed stage, I attended business classes, created a solid lore foundation, built a website, and did some paperwork to be official. In the root stage, our goals are launch YouTube, check, get Etsy established with stitch marker sets, apply for my first market, document my work processes to make it smoother, and create my first set of kits and founder bees. So in the seed stage, I found that it was more important to invite and empower people to build their own corner of the garden rather than build it for them. So my primary offerings are going to be kits, stitch markers, and patterns. Founder bees are one of the few times that I will be selling ready-made, full-size, and accessorized bees. This is the founding sale, a chance to get in at the very beginning before Le Jardin du Cirque officially opens its gates. There will only be a planter's dozen made. Hi friends, Editing Alex here. I wanted to get this video posted today, so I will be making another video tomorrow or Tuesday showing Flora in all of her beautiful glory. By the time you see this, my Etsy shop will be up, so if you're interested in a stitch marker set, you can go find those there. Or if you want to know whenever Flora becomes available, you can go ahead and like the shop, so that way you will get a notification. Thanks for being here. Now back to previous Alex. As promised, here's a sneak peek at the Circus collection. 7 characters, 7 buzzy stories. Conductors is the title for collectors. It refers to an orchestra conductor as well as the conduction of magic or electricity. Crochet and fiber art in general are just inherently magical. I mean, you're taking some fiber, a stick, and your hands, and with clever twist, you make something come to life. If that's not magic, I don't know what is. You know, a conductor leads an orchestra, they keep the time, they guide the performance, just like a ringleader does. You are crafting your own circus with a piece of the Jardin du Cirque to guide you and add a little extra in the extraordinary. Thanks for being here. I will see you next Sunday. Please follow along, subscribe, like, all of those fun things, and I'm really excited to be sharing this journey with you guys. Have a wonderful week, everybody.